Hey everyone, John from Nintendo Life here, and I have my hands on the Zelda and Loftwing amiibo for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Now, there's something you must know about me. I'm an idiot. I complained about this thing. I thought it was too expensive, I wasn't a fan of the functionality, but I bought it anyway, and I must say, it's a pretty good looking amiibo. So what we're going to do, we're going to unbox this thing, we're going to test it in Skyward Sword HD, we're going to see what it does in other games, and I'm going to compare it to other amiibo and see what the build quality's like and whether it warrants the higher price tag. So without further ado, let's go to HandsCam! Welcome to HandsCam! This is how I see the world, and today we're looking at the Zelda and Wokenvogel amiibo. And I'm going to do something that amiibo collectors will despise. We're going to open this thing, and we're going to use it in the game. That's right, we're going to use an amiibo, rather than just display it. So, without further ado, are you ready? Are you ready for this? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So then you just sort of tear in. That's my regular strategy, just tear, rip and tear. And there they are. Zelda and Wokenvogel. They look pretty darn nice. Let's get a nice little focus on there. You can really see the detail in Wokenvogel's feathers. Or maybe this is Wokenvogel and this is Zelda. So some people thought this might be a large amiibo because the price is 2 to 3 times the regular one. And I'm here to inform you I don't just have really small hands. This is a regular sized amiibo. And if you compare it to something that was biggo, like Detective Pikachu, he dwarfs them and pets them on the head. But the build quality is really good though. There's lots of great detail on both Zelda and the Loftwing. It's fun to compare them to the first wave of Smash amiibo, where they were still kind of like finding their footing. Like, look at the face. Look at the faces on those two. They don't come from the same mold. But yeah, this is just a really nice and well-detailed amiibo. Far better than the original Smash ones. But if we compare it to something that came later like Toon Zelda, which isn't the fairest comparison because this is simpler with bigger and bolder features, but still, this does hold up pretty well. But I think you can see that this is a lot nicer than most amiibos. I haven't shown you the back. Look at that tail. I don't think I've paid attention to a Loftwing's tail before. I didn't realise they curled around like that. Now you know. There are his feet. Very, very bumpy looking feet. So we've seen the amiibo in action, but the question is, what does it do in the game itself? Well, basically in Skyward Sword, to return to the sky, you must go to a bird statue and say, "To the sky." But with this amiibo, you can do that absolutely anywhere. So first thing you want to do is go to the pause menu and enable amiibos, because that is turned off by default. So you just do that, and that is enabled now. And now when you talk to Fee, basically anywhere, you press use amiibo, you scan in the Loftwing amiibo, and that is going to take us to the sky. Now there is even more depth to this though, because basically when you scan it again, it's going to take you back to the point where you warped from. So if I go to Skyloft a moment and use it again, that's going to take me back to Eldon. So it's kind of like that warp point from Breath of the Wild's DLC. It's kind of like that, apart from you get it locked behind an amiibo rather than within the game itself. Oh, here we are. So if I open up the menu again and talk to Fee, go to use amiibo and scan it again, it will take me back exactly where I wanted to go. So let's say your shield breaks or something like that, or if you want to upgrade your armor. Instead of going to the sky, flying to Skyloft, and then flying all the way back to where you were when you wanted to go back, you can just warp there. So it is basically fast travel, locked behind an amiibo. If I were to scan it again, I'd go back to the sky rather than Skyloft, so it only works that once. So I'll demonstrate that. So if I were to do it again, we would go straight back to the sky rather than it being warping straight back and forth the whole time. And there we go, all the way back to the sky. So you're probably wondering, where does this work? Can I use it anywhere? And the answer is pretty much yeah. So we'll go and show that off a moment. If I go back to Skyloft, and I'll go inside a house, and we'll see if that works. And we'll also try a dungeon too. Alright, here we are. So let's just go inside here, and we'll try scanning an amiibo in, and see if that works in this house. I'm not sure what the residents will think if they just see a warping link. Maybe they'll accept it. Who knows? But yeah, let's see, will this take me back to Eldon, or will Fee say, no, not here? And as you can see, it's absolutely fine. It doesn't matter where you are. I don't know how he's teleporting within the walls of the house, but he's managing it. And just for one last demonstration, we'll go to the first temple. So here we are in the Skyview Temple. If I just ignore this bat a moment, scan an amiibo, and I guess what's kind of useful about this is, let's say you run out of bombs or seeds or something for your slingshot. Instead of farming for them, I guess you can just go back to Skyloft and buy more, and then just go straight back to where you were. So that's pretty useful. So it's a shame there's a lot behind an amiibo, and I think speedruns would be quite interesting with this too, but it is what it is. You can't do it in the sky though, because of course, pressing down makes you call for your Loftwing. So you have to be grounded when you do this. But before we end off though, I want to scan this in another game and see if it recognizes it as Zelda. And we're going to go all the way back to a Wii U game, which is my favourite use of amiibo, so bear with me. So of course, this is Yoshi's Woolly World, a game whose amiibo functionality I would describe as heckin' cool. You basically take your amiibo, and you can make nice Yoshi-themed variants of them, like a Shulk Yoshi. So if I scan in the Zelda and Loftwing amiibo, what will it think this is? Zelda! That's cool! Alright, so it even recognizes it in Yoshi's Woolly World, which is a pretty old game at this point. So yeah, this is recognized as a Zelda amiibo. But if you try to scan in a regular Zelda amiibo within Skyward Sword HD, it would not recognize it. It has to be specifically the Loftwing. But yeah, this is still pretty cool though. So if you have games that have Zelda within them, they will work with this amiibo. So that's pretty neat. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, let us know in the comments below, and go to that subscribe button and charge it! Charge it now! And we'll see you next time. Bye everyone.